Jeff, what's up? Jeff.
So we were just in the Kmart parking lot. We were about to show you how all of the cars left in the parking lot had their tires slashed. And just now, it appears law enforcement has showed up in some capacity. And we're just ducking right now. They're going by in these vehicles, shooting at people, shooting at the people in the protesters. I don't know what you want to call them, the people that are breaking curfew. That was just out of 2 all-black SUVs that came speeding through with flashing lights, not on top of the car, but near the front dash. And it almost was confusing because when we've watched law enforcement, they've been in large groups of squad cars and vehicles. These 2 all-black SUVs pulled into the Kmart parking lot in a manner that I think most of the crowd that was here was confused and not sure. And then we heard a group just yell, "Everyone run, everyone run," and we still didn't understand. And then from those vehicles, it appears whatever law enforcement was in them was firing those rubber projectile bullets at people. Again, what we were initially about to tell you about until that just occurred was we were in the Kmart parking lot for the past 15 minutes. I think there's tear gas now. And over the last 15 minutes, it was eerily quiet. And that's a stark contrast from the day before when this was kind of the looters' playground, where there was no control and there were fires burning. And so as we were beginning to report on that, that's when someone pointed out, hey, look at every single car's tires in this parking lot. All of them slashed. Again, no one told me if they witnessed who did it. The people here believe law enforcement did it. Excuse me. There's no way for us to confirm that because if I tried to walk towards law enforcement to ask, I would have been told to go home or been shot at. And so as we were waiting to just report on that, again, is when that group came through and was firing on the people who were breaking curfew. We thought that the law enforcement had left. There was a strong presence of National Guard, I believe, around the parking lot. And then all of a sudden we went back to our cars, came back to the parking lot, and the next thing you knew, there's probably like 50 people walking around in it. People checking on their cars, driving away, suddenly realizing all of their tires are flat. And in the midst of that, those 2 vehicles pulled up, all black SUVs with minimal lights. There was some flashing lights, but not on the top of the vehicle. And then began shooting at the people who were out past curfew with those rubber bullets. So not something we've seen, not a tactic we've seen any evening, and definitely not even yet tonight. That was the first time I've seen what appeared to be almost an unmarked car. And otherwise, it's been squad cars from State Patrol, armored vehicles driving by. But even when those armored vehicles would come by with National Guards members on top, pointing their guns, their rubber bullet guns at people, they never fired. They just kind of looked at everyone and passed by. That, what we witnessed as we were ducking ourselves behind trees and cars, was people out past curfew getting shot at for it with less than lethal means.
Yeah, that's interesting because I know, like you said, it's something that you haven't seen before. And I know last night Mike Max was over there at the 5th Precinct, and he was there when when the troops had come walking in, National Guard and police and all that had come walking in. And there were protesters out. We had a curfew last night. And at one point, he actually said to us, he started backing up because he saw the officers that were outside on the balcony or on the roof, that they started to kneel down. He said something's going on, but then nothing really ever happened, and the crowd still remained there. Yeah,
this was unique. Again, I'd say about half an hour ago, we were getting ready to go live right before the governor's press conference, and I promise you there might have been 1 or 2 other people walking in that Kmart parking lot, and it was just so creepy when you consider what it was like the previous nights in this immediate area with the fires burning, with anyone doing whatever they want, looting the Kmart, looting the nearby stores, burning down the Wells Fargo Bank until the state troopers moved in. We walked over here tonight, and like much of Minneapolis, it feels like a ghost town. Yeah, there's went back to our vehicle for a moment, went back to do another live report now that the governor was done, and all of a sudden people had come back for their vehicles, or they realized, oh, there was not much of a law enforcement presence. I guess we can stand around in the Kmart parking lot on Lake Street again. until that vehicle just came by, what you just witnessed, kind of
All right.
scattering
Jeff,
everyone. I don't
go
know if
find
that's
the
a new
next thing
tactic
for us.
now.
We'll check with you a
Smaller
little
groups
bit
of law
later.
enforcement, just smaller pockets that are quick and able to move, trying to disperse crowds. That could be the case as the night grows longer. I think fewer and fewer people are actually outside, or at least they've been broken up and disbanded into smaller groups, which is why law enforcement might appear to be in smaller groups themselves.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, be safe there, Jeff. Take care, and we'll come back to you in a little bit. We're going